Welcome back as we go into session 9 of worship. What I like to talk about for a few minutes is worship wars. Now, that's blended worship, where I've seen many churches try to take traditional and contemporary worship and put them together. We called them the worship wars probably 10 or 15 years ago because it did cause a lot of conflict, and it still does. Those who like organ, those who like hymns, those who like traditional are going to tell you that's what we like. And those who like contemporary and like the piano and the drums and the repetition of the songs want that kind of music. When you put them together, yeah, you might have a shot at making a blended worship. But in the long run, both sides are going to complain about the music. Too much of this, too much traditional, too much contemporary, whichever it is safe not to blend worship. It fails more than anything. The United Methodist Book of Worship for us Methodist folk. Here it is. What can we say much about it? I don't know if we can even open the book. It probably won't let us. 754 pages. This has all of the worship info you'll ever need. How to build worships. It has your communion, your baptism, your weddings, all the rituals that you need, and funerals, and just about everything. You really should have that. You really need to have that if you're going to run worship. Let's see. Let's go back. Internet worship resources. My favorite is Ministry Matters. Here you have June 7th, 2015. Gives you the color, the scriptures, which is the lectionary, one call to worship. Oh, this one's a little short. Usually there's 2 to 3. An invocation or opening prayer. Here's a neat little litany you can do with your people. Prayer for one voice would be either the morning prayer or pastor's prayer. Benediction. Also, let me put in June 7th, 2015. And I do not pay for this service. You can pay for it, and I'm not sure how much you're going to get, but sermon options. They'll give you little summaries to help you get started. So you can see, 1 Samuel is shown here to you. There are a lot of resources out there. I like Bible Hub when I'm looking at the scripture and my study of it. It's just chock full of information. That's probably about it. Cokesbury has a site. All of your major Christian publishers, they all have websites. Oops, that's mighty text. You don't want to see that. You want to see this. Other places, other things, you can find a ton of stuff. Just be careful what you're using and look at what you're using. Don't just blindly take it because anyone can post anything on the internet. Junior church, here you go. Worship for kids. See if we can bring that up. I mean, can't be simpler than this. Gives you a whole big thing to do of watchwords and songs and other children's things. There's a ton of stuff here. They're not the only ones. Ministry Matters did come from the Cokesbury Publishing House, Abington. That's probably why I got attached to it quickly. I wouldn't be surprised if all the major main lines have it. Nice part about it is you can cut and paste. If you're going to just go to Google and then you put in, let's say, church worship. Whoops, not worship liturgy. Now this is Anglican, so yeah, again, that's why you have to be careful what you're using. But you have a lot of liturgical information out there. So that's what you're going to search for. Search for liturgical worship in church. See what pops up. So you have a lot of places to look for, some ideas to think about. Take a look at the questions below, and it'll give you an opportunity to do some contemplation. And I'll see you at the next session.